me with no mistakes.
So these are the culprits.
You lose when you run out of hearts. Whether you like it or not, dance battle!
Hey, you! Yeah! Are you tired of that same old Dreamcast controller?
No!
Are you sick of that slippery analog stick?
No, I love it!
You ever get bothered by the fact that there's a cord coming out of the bottom rather than the back? So it slithers against your leg in the middle of the night and you're playing a horror game and you think there's a bug down there, and then you start screaming and hollering, thinking that something's gonna crawl up your leg and into your ear and...
Well, that's oddly specific. Who the hell hired this guy? Hey!
I have no idea.
I can get someone better.
Jesus.
Okay, stay. Just,
Heck, Nugget.
just
Okay.
stay. Just
Right here.
stay.
Right.
Let's make sure this. Okay, are we good? We good?
Good. Come on.
Okay. Okay. And action.
A Dreamcast!
Watch me bust some moves. And copy me with no mistakes.
So these are the culprits.
You lose when you run out of hearts.
Hey, you!
What?
Are you tired of that same old Dreamcast controller?
Actually, I love the Dreamcast controller, but I'd love to try something new.
Are you sick of that slippery analog stick?
Yeah, that could be kind of frustrating.
You ever think to yourself, why, in God's green earth, did they put a cord at the bottom of the controller rather than the back? So it slithers against your leg, and then you jump up in the middle of the night thinking there's a bug down there, and you start screaming and hollering and scaring your neighbors? Huh?
Dude, literally, verbatim all the time.
You ever notice when you're playing your fighting games, the hard plastic rips through your thumbs and you start bleeding a little bit? Just a little.
Oh my god, dude, get to the point already.
But that's all a thing of the past now. Introducing the brand new StrikerDC from Castlemania!
Sweet, can I try it?
You sure can, little buddy. You sure can.
Can I try it now?
Oh, sure thing. Let me...
Dude, this is freaking amazing. Wait, how much is it?
It's just one easy payment of $50.
Dude, that is an amazing price, but I only got like $20 to my name and I don't even get paid for another 2 weeks.
Oh, there, chum. Here at Castlemania Games, you can make 4 easy payments of $15.
What?
Okay, 2. Sorry, buddy. We're all out. Really? No.
You just give me that freaking controller.
Oh, whoa. Calm down there, Chris Angel. Enjoy your controlling. Wait. Oh, that was correct. It's a typo, everyone. Enjoy your controlling, and I'll see you next time.
Yes.
Oh, you can keep that, by the way. Yep.
So that's a wrap.
Yep.
You glad you did this?
Dude, hell yeah. It was fun.
So you gonna play with that?
Hell yeah.
You did good, kid. You did good.
Thanks, nothing.
Just punch me in the nose.
Sorry. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Retro Alliance Gaming. How are you all doing today? Today is a really exciting day for me. Yes, just me. Not anybody else in the room, just me. This is a very exciting day, so really quick, if you guys haven't seen a video in a while, that's because I haven't left my house in 90 days, and you're probably thinking, well, that means you should probably make more videos. But since I was out less and I was in the house, and my brain was gonna explode and I felt more stressed, I haven't done as many. So sue me, I'm busy working and doing things. But despite all the craziness and things that are going on, something really exciting happened, and we have the StrikerDC gamepad for the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I want to give a personal big thanks to Castlemania Games for providing this to us. They provided this to us at no cost to do our review. I also want to state that that is not going to skew my opinion of this controller. I'm here to tell you fully what I think about it, all the pros and any negatives that there might be. But I did again want to say thank you so much to Castlemania Games. They are one of the most amazing companies out there that sell a variety of things for every retro gaming fan in the world. And as you can see, they don't just focus on gigantic YouTubers, but they also like to focus on smaller YouTube channels. So again, thank you so very much. Please stay tuned at the end of this video. I will be providing a promo code which will be down below. And I'll also put it up in the right corner right here, and if you click and use that promo code, you can get 10% off of anything on Castlemania Games. That being said, let's go ahead and get started with the review! I sound like the guy, let's get ready to rumble! Why do I sound like that guy? I'm gonna get copyright for that, aren't I?
I don't think.
Just stop it, YouTube. Stop. You always do that. Always do that. Anyways, okay, let's get to this because ADD brain is gonna go out the window. So, Sega Dreamcast. I absolutely love this system. I have loved this system my entire life, and it is literally the system that never dies. You guys all know the story. It came out in Japan in '98. It came out in America in '99. And after it came out, after about 2 years or so, they discontinued it. But somehow, this system has managed to outlive even the PS2. It is one of the most beautiful, unique systems in the world, and even till this very day in 2020, there are brand new games coming out for it. The best thing in the world is there were companies out there creating all these different add-ons that you can put on your Dreamcast to enhance it for your HD TVs and basically just overall. One thing that I want to talk about right now is a Sega Dreamcast controller. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I love this controller, okay? I have no issue with it, really. There's maybe one or two things, but this controller is incredibly comfortable. I love holding it in my hands. It's great. I also have kind of a nostalgia thing with it too, so there's really nothing about it that I have to complain about, but there are things about the controller that could be improved. I remember when I first got this controller, I looked at it and I was like, why is the cord coming out of the bottom instead of the top? And then, you know, you flip it around and it actually clips in like this, although that does kind of damage your cord a little bit here. But all in all, I thought this controller was really great, but in modern times there is some things that can be changed. And one of those is being the D-pad, which we're going to get into in a minute. But before we go too deep into that, let's go and break this out. This just came into us about a week ago, and I can't even begin to explain to you the excitement of getting this controller. Look at this box. The second I opened it and I saw this, I was like, oh my god. This is not something cheap. This isn't some plastic toy that somebody's putting out there to make a quick buck. This is something that was thought out and planned and designed to enhance our experience with the Dreamcast and to go further with all of our games. The first thing I can tell when I opened this package from Castlemania Games was how high quality the contents was going to be, and that's just from the outer box. This actually weighs a lot. It has a lot of good weight to it. It's beautiful all the way around the front where you see the design, and then reading in the back. Now in the back here it says, introducing the next revolution from retro fighters, the Dreamcast StrikerDC controller. The StrikerDC gamepad showcases next generation features and designs. This new take on the Dreamcast controller introduces an ergonomic and modern shape with added features. The StrikerDC is the ultimate way to relive your favorite video games. I need to stop doing that voice. Ergonomic and modern design Dreamcast controller, compatible with both BMU and vibration packs, high quality and responsive D-pad, an extra long 10-inch cord, added turbo function to help you get to the next level, and comfortable and responsive analog sticks. So now we have the box. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what the contents are. Are you nervous?
No.
No? Probably because we've already opened it, but that's okay. This isn't an unboxing. We're going to go... There we go. Oh shit! Where are all the stickers? I dropped everything. Oh god, okay. Okay, let's pop this sucker off. Okay, so opening this up, the first thing you're actually going to be greeted by is some extras that you get with this. You get some really cool retro fighter stickers. So basically you get 9 different versions of Bimmy and Jimmy, which is awesome. You can put Bimmy and Jimmy anywhere you want. You can put them on the controller, on your TV. You can put it on the commode. Bimmy and Jimmy are here for you. At the same time, we get this lovely Retro Fighters keychain. Yeah. Moving forward. Okay, now here, it actually comes with the Retro Fighters Quick Start Instruction Manual. So this basically tells you everything you need to know. It tells you about the company, the different social media, customer service, and it kind of describes what they were trying to do with the controller and all the buttons and everything that it actually supports. So one thing that I thought was funny about it is they actually described the analog stick about it being kind of a little bit more loose filling and not as tight, and basically how you're not going to have any kind of drifts, which I think is kind of a little bit of a punch at Nintendo there. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I have no idea. But let's go ahead and get down to it. We're going to pull out this controller. Oh my god. This freaking controller is absolutely freaking beautiful. So, as you can tell, they completely redesigned this controller from back to front all the way around. And the very first thing you're going to see is, yes, the cord comes out of the top. Congratulations. No more having to worry about that getting in the way. So we have this. Also, this cord is incredibly long. This has a 10-inch cord, so you can pretty much sit wherever you want in your living room, and you're going to be able to hold the controller perfectly fine. You don't have to be worried about being scrunched up in front of the TV. The general design of it kind of feels like a mix between a 360 controller and maybe a Switch Pro controller. It is incredibly comfortable in your hands to hold. It feels really good. On here, you're noticing a few differences. First off, you're going to see instead of 2 shoulder buttons, you actually have 4. Now, just so you know, I believe that these buttons are actually all the same. So both these 2 and these 2 are the same. They're just different ways for you to be able to play the game. So with the ones in the back, you have actual resistance when you're pressing down, and that feels really nice. I believe that was actually designed for racing games, so you can slowly accelerate and feel the pressure as you're going down, which I love. If you don't like this feel of the buttons, it's okay, because at the top you have these 2 clicky buttons right here that you could also use for the left and the right side. One thing that I was thinking would be really cool, and I'm not sure if this is even possible, but I was thinking if these were actually 4 separate buttons in the future with indie design on Dreamcast games, it'd be really awesome. They'd have 2 new buttons to program, but I'm thinking that they actually both hit the exact same component inside. Moving forward to the front of this, you have the start button. Obviously you have your YBXA, analog stick, D-pad, start, and now we have a turbo and a clear button. Now these controllers obviously were designed as fighting pads. So obviously they want to add a turbo, which is fantastic. The turbo is very easy to use. You just hold down the turbo, you press any button that you like, and then bam, it's turbo. You can use that button for fighting games or whatever you want. And then all you have to do is press the clear button and it resets back to normal. A couple of things I wanted to mention. on this controller. You will notice on the X, Y, B, A buttons that they are closer together, so they're not as widespread apart. This is actually really nice and a great feel when you're playing fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom, for example, because your fingers are able to just slide down very easily and naturally, which I really like. On the buttons, you're going to notice that they are a bit louder. So if we take the original Dreamcast controller, you're not going to really hear the buttons so much. On here, they're a little bit clicky. So that's going to be up to you whether you like that or not. I think it's perfectly okay. It really doesn't bother me a bit. The only thing I can think of as a negative is at nighttime when Etno's sleeping and I'm playing games. She might have to hear that a whole lot. So really, it's not a bother for me. But you know, it's you can look at it as a negative or a positive when it comes to that. The buttons themselves are lower to the controller, so they're not as raised as the original buttons on your Dreamcast pad. And the analog stick, let's get into the analog stick really quick. The analog stick feels completely different. Now, I got used to using the Dreamcast controller's analog stick, and whenever you move it around, you have a resistance, and to me, this is what a Dreamcast controller feels like. So when I first started using the Retro Fighters pad, it felt strange to me because there's no resistance at all, and I wasn't really sure if I liked it, but I tested it out on many different games. For example, here, Sonic Adventure 2, and what I can tell you is it works perfectly. It is smooth. It moves the characters around exactly where you're putting them. There's no glitches that I found at all, and funny enough, after using it for a while, I really got used to not having that resistance, and I began to really love the analog stick after a bit of time. But I did have a major issue with Illbleed. The thing about Illbleed is it already kind of had quirky controls that were built for the original Dreamcast controllers and the resistance that it had, and I noticed that when I was trying to play Illbleed, it felt like I had never controlled the game before in my life. It was really weird. The response was incredibly off, and I also noticed that whenever I was using the horror monitor and you went back and forth, it would just default the camera in an upward angle. So I'm not really sure what was going on with that game, but I will say that game was quirky overall, and I just feel like it wasn't a perfect fit. But that being said, 3 out of 4 games working very well is a definite plus. The big thing we're going to is the D-pad. Oh, good lord, the D-pad. So again, Sega, I love you. Dreamcast, I love you. The D-pad on the original Dreamcast controller is not good. That's all I have to say is it's not good. If you're trying to use this as a fighting, as your fighting controller, you're going to rip your thumb off. I have blisters on my finger from how hard the plastic is and trying to move it around properly. And there's a lot of inaccuracies. Like when Etno is playing Space Channel 5 2, and she's pressing up, down, left, right. Sometimes when she's pressing it, it registers.
It's bounce back.
It's bounce back, yeah, and you're registering it the wrong way. So this was kind of
a massive problem with it.
Yeah, huge, because with rhythm games, you want to be precise, and you also want to be that way with fighting games. So I really always had a little bit of an issue with the D-pad. I loved it, but at the same time, I played with my regular arcade stick. Well, I'm here to tell you that they completely redesigned the D-pad on these, and it is absolutely fantastic. First off, playing fighting games, again, like Marvel vs. Capcom, very easy to slide your fingers across, and even though it's still hard plastic, for the period of time I played for about 15-20 minutes, I felt that it didn't hurt my thumb as much, which was nice, and it felt a lot more natural. When it came to rhythm games, it was dead on. Up, down, down, 2, 2, 2 if you play Space Channel 5. It is completely accurate and completely comfortable. So this redesign for the D-pad to me is one of the biggest things on this controller that I love, and it was something that needed to be done. I will say one thing, and this is, I'm not going to say this is necessarily a negative, but this is something that I would have preferred. If you look at the Sega Saturn controller, the Model 2, not the 1, but the 2, the D-pad is connected all the way around, so you know you can press it in each corner that you have. And with that D-pad, it is really soft on your fingers, and I feel that it was probably the best D-pad ever created for fighting games, and I kind of wish I could Frankenstein that D-pad onto here just to have that one, because I feel like it was kind of perfect.
But you see, the problem with that is that you end up getting the bounce back on rhythm games.
That's
the problem with connected D-pads, is that you can't play without getting bounce back from other games.
Oh, she
it's
makes
either one or the other.
Yeah, so she makes a great argument right there. So it's basically one or the other. So maybe in that sense, they just found a perfect medium in all of this. So they're right dead in the middle. But again, I'm not going to look at that as a negative because this is a huge improvement. Going back to the feel of this controller, this is one comfortable controller. As I said, it's like the 360 or a Switch Pro controller. This feels as modernized as you're going to get on the Dreamcast. It's very soft. Your hands are able to go more outwards, left to right as you're playing, and it just feels really, really good. And I got less cramping in my hands. So overall, what I want to say about the Retro StrikerDC pad is this is an amazing controller. There's a lot of things about it that are beautiful. It's awesome. One thing you might be wondering is what about all of the expansions and does it work with everything? So far I have used a VMU, I've used jump packs, I have used a third-party memory card, and I also used a microphone attachment, and I've had absolutely zero issues. There's 100% compatibility on this unit right here. A cool thing about it that I love, and I don't know if this was, well, this part was done purposely, is the view window is not as thick as it is on the original Dreamcast controller, which I'll show you right here. And because of that, it feels, even though it looks about the same size, I didn't measure it, it feels like you got a bigger viewing window, and I'm able to see the VMU so much better when I'm playing like Code Veronica and I'm looking at my amount of health I have or any other game that I'm playing. So the window on it is awesome, and I really love that improvement. Another thing about this is the jumper pack. When I plugged in the jumper pack on this controller, not only did it fit perfectly, but it actually rumbles differently. So on here, I felt the rumble really, really well, but you always hear a bit of vibration around the keys and such. On here, it feels like a much deeper rumble, and it just felt really, really nice. You guys might be wondering about the weight of this controller. So I tried to weigh these controllers, and basically what I ended up coming up with is that this controller weighs about 0.67 of a pound, and this weighs about 0.56 to 0.57 of a pound. So the Retro Fighters controller is actually lighter, and when you put in both the VMU and your jumper pack, it doesn't even make it that much heavier. It actually kind of makes it perfect. It feels exactly right. So that's pretty much all that I want to say about this controller today. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it works very well, and to be able to get a brand new controller in 2020 for the Sega Dreamcast, a system that was stopped being in production from about 2001, is absolutely amazing. If you guys are enthusiasts, if you guys love the Dreamcast and you would like to find a new way to play games, or if you guys are new to the Dreamcast era and the original controller is not working for you, either way, I would highly suggest picking up one of these pads and giving them a go, because you're not going to be disappointed. I don't like to do a number scale ratings on what I would give this controller, but basically I have no complaints against it, and if I want to give it a rating, I would say it is a good 9 out of 10. Castlevania Retro Fighters, you guys did an awesome job on this Dreamcast controller. If you guys are interested in picking up any controller or other brawler pad that you want to get out there, or you're looking to pick up any other retro accessories, click down on the link below. It will be CastlemaniaGames.com/discount/nugget, all in capital letters, and get 10% off of anything at this store. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope we can get another video out to you guys soon. Castlemania Games, you guys freaking rock. Thank you so much. And as always, my friends, until next time.
Hey guys! Looking for a one-stop shop for all your retro gaming needs? Look no further. Here at Castlemania Games, they've created an entire shop dedicated to bringing your much-loved childhood systems to the modern era. We've been supporters of them for quite some time, and I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, they sell some of the highest quality accessories available. From external graphics processors that redraw every pixel and upconverts your retro and modern systems to 4K, and RetroTink processors for all your retro systems that doubles the resolution resolution with no lag and makes your games work beautifully on modern TVs. They were actually made by electrical engineers. Huh. They have wireless Sega Saturn controllers, component and composite splitters, accessories for the Turbo Graphics, Raspberry Pis, and no, not the ones you're thinking. You name it, they got it. Click on the link below to check out their shop and use the code NUGGET. https:/discount/nugget to get 10% off anything in the store.
Did you hurt yourself?
I'm old.
Oh.
I'm old. Push his glasses up.